matches going down in the Monster Factory. We're going to be real quick on this one. I got to get over to the gym right after this. So we got Monster Michael Todd is going against the GOAT, John Brzenk. This is the headliner match going on that day. How do you think that turns out, man?
Where are you going? No, I think I always want John to win. I don't want to sound like a Michael hater. You know, Michael and I disagree on a couple of things. We've never spoken privately. I did think that Toddzilla was going to beat him, and I did send Michael Todd a message saying, well done, I was wrong. Awesome to see you winning again. Something like that. I forgot what I said exactly, but I admitted to him that I'd been wrong. You know, so I think it's that you always want the GOAT to win. You always want him to win. He's not just the GOAT, but he's the people's champ too. So we'll see. You know, we'll see how John's shoulder and frame holds up. He's going pretty hard at it recently, and I know he's not pain free. So yeah. Who do I think? Honestly, I'm probably going to have to give that one to Michael Todd this time.
Okay. And do you think it's going to be a close match? Do you think it's going to be like a real long war? That's what I'm expecting. You think the King's move is going to be utilized at all?
Yeah. My only stipulation is what I want to see from the Monster Factory is get a better table and bolt it down. That's what I want to see.
It was moving a little last time, right?
That was disappointing. You know, you've got someone like Todd who's going sideways and he's getting lifted off his feet by someone who's pulling back. I mean, that's going to affect how much power he's able to put down. That's what I saw. So I would like to see a little bit more of a professional setup with the table. Personally, you know me, I refuse to arm wrestle on a table that's not bolted to a base plate. I won't do it because I think it can detract from the match. And, you know, a highlight of that is, oh, God, what's his name? Does it all the time, the old guy, Alan Fisher.
Okay.
He's always rocking the table back and forth.
He is so violent when he's on that table. The table's flying everywhere.
Yeah, and that does my head in because I think that changes how much power a person can put down when they're getting thrown around by the fucking table. So, yeah, I would like them to see like a proper like combat arm sports table, like thick at least, or a Mazarenko table, or, you know, all that. Just a really good table that's bolted down. I'd like to see that first.
Okay, so the next match that we got to discuss is left-hand match, and this one is really going to be interesting to me. It's Cody Merritt going against Corey the Gorilla West. Now, what's interesting here is, you know, we just seen Cody Merritt go over to Istanbul, Turkey, East versus West 4. He pulled the Terminator, Artem off, and, you know, he kind of got dominated that day, which, you know, I said before this match could go either way. You know, this was going to tell us who the #1 left hand on the planet was. And I just was so surprised at how dominating Artem was. You know, I really thought that it was going to be at least a back and forth war, and that did not happen that day. So that leads me to the next. What do you think, bro? Do you think Corey West is going to be able to really give him a match? Because we know in the past, you know, Cody was just very dominating over him. But now after seeing that, I'm starting to second guess, is Cody really in the top peak shape right now? And what's your thoughts on this?
Cody's like the nicest person in the world.
100%. Like, such a humble guy.
Like, and funny. Like, I really want him to win. Corey's a nice guy. He's an up-and-comer. You know, the same sort of thing. You know, he can take a loss and learn from it and be even better. Cody's been in it for a long time. He could take a loss. Is he going to improve? Is he inclined to even try and improve? Or is, you know, we don't know. He's just a pretty happy-go-lucky guy that feels pretty lucky to be able to travel and arm wrestle at the same time, you know. Like, you know, is he as motivated as he was when he was trying to get the WAF world title, you know? We don't know. Again, want Cody to win. part of that is because I really like Cody, but I also will be excited to see how Corey develops from that loss. It's only going to make him better. And I think that's a good thing. When he's on that fringe of taking on the Europeans, taking some lessons is only going to help him in the long term. And you have to look at this as the long term. So, look, Corey, there's no way to lose this match for Corey. He's going to come away having learned a lot. Or if he wins, great. Tick off the list, yeah? He's on his way up. Awesome. So that's a gentleman's match, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's two guys I consider both really close friends, and you know, I wish both of them the best. And the other thing that I'm thinking is, you know, I know Cody feels bad. You know, he feels like he disappointed people and all, and I just want to let him know it's not that at all, brother. We all support you, and we know that you give it everything you got. I mean, that kid Artem, man, it's as soon as you see him, you could tell the kid's different. You know, he's coming from Kazakhstan, one of the top arm wrestling programs in the world. You know, they are also getting sponsored, you know, from, you know, the people over there. I mean, he's got scholarships from the government. He gets sponsors where they get apartments and, you know, they get their stuff paid for. So they got a lot of motive to make this their full-time, you know, job, you know. So there's nothing to be discouraged about losing to somebody like that, you know, especially when you're holding a full-time job and you're kind of trying to be on a world stage arm wrestling, you know, on as kind of like your hobby, so to say, you know. But at the same time, I'm also looking at this as it lit a fire under Cody. You know, I have a feeling that Cody's, you know, didn't like that feeling. And, you know, I'm sure he's going hard right now and he's going to be coming in there a lot better shape. And, you know, so I'm expecting it's going to be a war. You know, that's definite. I feel like both men got a lot to prove. Cody wants to show that he's still, you know, one of the top left hands on the planet. And then Corey wants to be the next, you know, the next guy. He wants to be going over to Dubai. He wants to go over to East versus West. And also, you know, he's definitely going to want to show what he can do.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to call it a night with that, brother.
We got one more match.
Oh,
we have Rebecca Todd and Sarah Latona.
I'm so sorry I did not. And ladies, do not be mad at me. I should have definitely brought this one up. You know, I've been, you know, talking with both. Sarah's been, you know, she's putting out a lot of videos, really showing her training, and she definitely deserves to be spotlighted. The same thing with Rebecca. She's been going through like a body transformation. She's putting in the work. She's documenting all the ways. And, you know, this one is going to be exciting, guys. So what's your thoughts on this one?
And I'm in the Latona camp. I have spent a bit of, you know, online, obviously, but chatting with Sarah and Jason. I think they're doing amazing things for arm wrestling. I really like them. They're very humble. They're hardworking. They crack me up. I'm definitely Camp Latona. I believe Sarah, she's been working her ass off, and she's been doing it now for like 4 years. You know, she's been around long enough. She ain't new. She's a real up and comer. She's really working hard. You know, Rebecca Todd represents, you know, the old school a little bit. She's been around for a long time. She's that old guard. She's been out of the game a long time, and this is kind of her debut back into competitive arm wrestling. And I really hope it goes well for her. I hope we see a war where both athletes can come away going, that was amazing. You know, obviously I want Sarah to win. You know, as I said, Camp Latona. But at the same time, you know, we want female arm wrestling to grow. And if we see a battle that's like a 3-2 and it could have gone either way on the day, then I think that's amazing for both athletes.
That really, really would be. And, you know, both athletes are putting in the work, you know, they're documenting it all. So they're getting everybody involved. You're getting to see the training camp beforehand, which I think that's the best part. And, you know, just like you said, that's going to help grow female arm wrestling. You're going to have them seeing, you know, these are two pretty young women going at it, you know what I mean? And putting in the hard work training. It's not always the guys that are just living in the gym. These girls are really doing it, you know, and it's
Sarah works in the gym.
Say that again.
And Rebecca Todd, Sarah works in a gym, and Rebecca Todd lives in a gym.
Yeah.
So, and I think they're both going into it with a lot of respect for one another, which is always great to see. And like you said, we like to see the big freak shows. We love seeing guys that look like me, guys that look like Morozov, and all that sort of stuff on the table, right? Visually, it's like, okay, it's something. So it's really nice to see these, really beautiful women that are on the table. Bringing, it's like Arena Gladkaya. We love seeing, people like that in the sport. I think it gets a lot of eyes. I think it gets a lot of people encouraged. I think there's a lot of really pretty bikini models or strength models, strength athletes rather, that don't know about arm wrestling, or they think it's just a male thing, and it's going to put a lot of eyes on it. And it's just the way the world works, is if it's visually appealing, it's going to get a lot of views. And I think that's going to encourage a lot of women to go, you know what, you can be feminine and do this. It's not just for the men. So, looking forward to it.
Totally agree. And if you had to just make a score prediction right now, what would be the final score?
I'm going to go 3-2 to Sarah's way. But that's nice.
Just any way for me, going 3-2, just like you said, would be amazing. I'm not going to take neither side, but that would be just the best outcome for arm wrestling, and just getting all the women, excited.